Good morning, family. It is Friday the 31st. October is gone. We're into a new month, and I have a prophetic word this morning for us. Before I tell you the prophetic word, I want to thank all of my new subscribers, and for many of you that don't know my name or can't pronounce it, my name is Gwen, and I am here to speak prophetically the instructions and directions, and also giving warnings of different things that are coming, talking about governmental issues. My platform is to as a watchman, to guide, as a seer, to foresee and foretell. This is my platform. Many people don't agree and many do, so we're just going to go for it. And I want to say once again, thank each and every one of you new subscribers. I appreciate you being here. Now let's get started with this prophetic word. Please like, share, and subscribe. Now, there are challenges coming. Many people are not preparing themselves for what's coming. Many states will become overburdened with those who are facing homelessness. Those who are facing homelessness. People are needing to safeguard their savings and remove monies out of banks. He's said this many times. He's saying it again. As this economy continues to spiral downward, people will begin to panic. The cost of living will drive many to seek shelters in different ways. As you see, many stores began to shut their doors because of the tariffs and the removal of government assistance. Companies will be devastated because of it. This will also give those that I have called to store up goods and supplies the opportunities to do so. The wealth is coming through the fallout. The wealth transfer is coming through the fallout. My people that I have chosen to build out must listen closely to my leading them in what they need to purchase. All things in this season will be met by focus and listening to every detail. The focus is always upon me. I have every detail covered. About Louisiana. Louisiana will be met with more challenges through this storm that will hit the coastal areas. As they sound the alarms, people need to take cover. This storm will bring water and flooding to many areas. People need to take cover and prepare. I want you to continue to cover these areas of need in prayer, as always, lifting all things up before me. Continue to watch the stock market. The stock markets. This will give an indication when prices of goods will drop to its lowest. Keep watch and pray. Now I want to say a little bit about Louisiana. While I was sleeping the early mornings, I was dreaming about Louisiana, and there are some things that were going on within the dream. I don't remember the things. The only thing I remember is that it was the state of Louisiana, and I saw the outline of the state, and that was it. But he gave us what he's speaking about Louisiana, and these are just I don't know when these storms are coming, but he's warning us before the storm comes. There's always warning before destruction. And so as he has given us the warning, now we have to take that warning and to prepare. Always preparing. You just don't know when a thing is going to happen. Even with the stock market, he started speaking to me in 2023 about the stock market. I believe that it began to fall in the spirit. And I had said something because not knowing actually how our Creator releases things into the atmosphere, I said that it would crash in September 2023, and it didn't. I do believe that it was set in motion in the realm of the spirit during that time. So I'm learning. I'm still learning as a seer and as a prophet. But now I know when he speaks of a thing, and he said September. Now, that's neither here nor there that he spoke September to me. I do believe that it happened, like I said, in the realm of the spirit first. So, moving on. The government assistance, when he said that, as you see, many stores began to shut their doors because of the tariffs and the removal of government assistance. Companies would be devastated because of it. I just knew in my spirit, with them taking the SNAP benefits, it wasn't just a thing to hurt people, but also the fallout would be when we don't think of why we're being, and I do believe that it was maliciously done. I do believe that. I think that it was taken in order to cause people harm because of the No King's Day situation. I believe that with everything in me. But just because you do a thing to try and hurt a situation, there's another situation that's hurt alongside of it, and that being the stores. Many stores will begin to lose surmountable amounts of money. If you look at the SNAP benefits given from the first of each month all the way up until the 15th of each month, all of that revenue that comes within the first 15 days of the month will no longer go into the stores. Any of them. Excuse me. I do think that this is part of Babylon the Great's fall. This is part of all of that. We continue to talk about Babylon the Great being the America, and it is. And we talked about kings and how kingdoms fall. And we're in that time frame. We're just there. But I wanted to also touch on, what was the other area? We talked about Louisiana. The stock market is the other area I wanted to touch on. So as we know, the Lord has been talking about a wealth transfer. He has said numerous of times that the wealth transfer is coming out of the fallout. We are conditioned as a people to see wealth transfer come a certain way. We're conditioned for that. We're conditioned to see wealth transfer come in ways that are traditionally how it's released. But this particular wealth transfer that is coming into the hands of many of us, that he has handpicked and chosen to build up and to build out. And let's go back over that part, because this is very important that we're paying attention to what God is saying and doing. How is it that if the world is falling apart and our Creator's promise is to take care of the bride, then that means that there's some things that has to happen in order for him to keep that promise. He has handpicked and selected many of us, and I say that he has handpicked, selected, chosen many of us for this assignment around the world. Jamaica, everywhere, and we see that Jamaica was hit very hard. But there's people that are in Jamaica that God has given the assignment to in order to build up and to build out. And these assignments are to make sure that the people are secure, feeding, housing, whatever needs that are met or that they have. These needs will be met as those of us that have been chosen and handpicked by our Creator. He has given us blueprints. I've talked about that throughout videos. He has given us blueprints. And this assignment, we have to do it by his leading, every detail. He says the focus is always on him, and that we have to follow every detail by the letter, not deviating at all. And this is also a challenge for us to learn how to have patience in waiting on him to open doors and to give resources in different areas. This is where we cannot put the cart before the horse. Excuse me, it's allergy season for me. We cannot put the cart before the horse, because every time we do that, we overstep what he is bringing us into. And then therefore it causes us to misstep, and then we don't receive everything that's needed to do what we have to do. And this has happened throughout the faith walk with many leaders throughout years. We've seen them fall because they get their focus off of our Creator, off of Elohim, and they begin to put their focus on man. Every single devastating fall of any leader is because they had their focus on man. And the Lord is trying to train us not to look to man, but to only look to him. We cannot look to the world systems. We cannot look to the world, because the world systems are falling apart. And if you are looking to them to do something great for you, then that's the fallout. Then you become discouraged and end up leaving the faith. This is a great falling away. And this is also how many will fall away, because they are or have put their focus on material things, on money, on man. And the Lord is not in any of that. His systems in the kingdom of God will cover everything that we will ever need. The book, the Bible, has every detail and every information that we have need of to do all things. It's in there. And as we connect with him in the realm of the spirit to truly seek his heart and his thoughts, because he's given them to us. Everything he has, he says, is in the detail. And in the detail, we have to follow it by the letter. When he talked about releasing, the stock market. Let me get back to that. Sorry, I kind of got off. When we talk about the stock market, he says, I want you to cover these areas of need in prayer, as always, lifting up all things. Okay, and that is about my prayer list daily. And I continue daily to lift up these needs. And then he added Louisiana, so there's another area for me to pray. He said, continue to watch the stock market. This will give an indication when prices of goods will drop. Now, I did a video not long ago when I talked about the stock market dropping, and it would just fluctuate back and forth, never gaining momentum. And so, as the Lord spoke that to us, we're seeing different things in the stock market. It just kind of go up, kind of go down, back up, back down. Well, it's going to get to a place where it's going to just flatline. Many systems in the stock market, many areas in the stock market will begin to flatline. And we will definitely see this once November the 15th come. This is after the companies not being able to have the monies coming in. And then we have so many people losing jobs on top of that. And so it is a financial disaster after disaster after disaster. And it also is governmental disasters after disaster after disaster. Then we have geophysical disasters after disasters after disasters. And so as these things are coming simultaneously, building up more of a chaotic situation, then we will have, and one thing is crashing into the other. One thing is crashing into the other. You have geophysical crashing against the economy. You have the government crashing against the economy, and then the geophysical, like I said. So all of these things are breaking down. And in the midst of everything breaking down, those of us that he has handpicked and chosen to build up, to build out. And I have so many videos about building up, building out. And I think when I started talking about the build up, build out was back in the latter part of 2023, I think. And it could have been starting in the first part of 2024. I'm just not really for sure because I've done so many videos. But we know who we are, the ones that are chosen. We know who we are because we know our assignments. And as he's showing us even more about what he's called us to, then we are to continue to have our hands on that. The biggest thing that I see that happens with many of God's people is that we don't cover our assignments in prayer enough. Our assignment should be prayed over daily. There's so many different things that has to be opened. Just like in the book of Daniel, chapter 10, where Daniel had prayed for an answer to prayer, and the archangel came and spoke to him and said, I think it was Archangel Gabriel, came and spoke to him and said that the answer was held up, and he left Michael to attend with the Prince of Persia. And so as we know that the information gets held up, this is why continued prayer is necessary. I keep telling us we can't pray one time. We have to continue to pray out that situation until it happens. Once it happens, then your prayer picks up on something else. But it has to continue to pray because the fallen angels and the archangels are warring over every information, over every assignment, over every open door, over every outpouring of aid. The enemy does not want anything to come into the hands of God's people. People, period. But definitely those as God's. They just do not. The fallout of the third of the angels falling out of heaven, and Lucifer leading the fallout, their whole intent is to destroy everything God created. That's just the intent. So we have the war going on constantly 24/7 because of that. Because of Lucifer being angry, mad, jealous, envious, all of that. So we have to, we're paying for it. We're paying for his madness. But to know all of these things is why we need to stay locked in prayer, not allowing one day that goes by that we're not covering things in prayer, constantly covering things in prayer. I have a prayer list that I had started on this platform, and it's in community. If some of you that's new that want to go over to community and scroll through to find the prayer list that I have, because these are things that I continue to pray out daily. And I don't know if I added Scientology and the replica of Illuminati onto that prayer list or not, but this is an area where God is calling souls out of those areas. So it's just a constant way to continue to pray as we are doing the work of our assignments in the earth. And he continues to give us insight, instructions, and direction. He gives us ingenuity, outpouring of aid. Everything we have need to cover these assignments, he has it. He has it. I had been speaking about where he's taken me, my assignment. I have not completely walked into it. And once I do, and I'm able to see with my eyes and put my feet on it, then I will be able to share more to many of us to give some insight and direction about your assignments. And please don't take it wrong when I say certain things, because I'm just a servant of the Most High. I'm a citizen of the kingdom of God, like the rest of us. I'm just doing my part. And my part is to give clarity on where he's taken us, give clarity on those that he has called to build up and to build out, the ones that he has given blueprints to, the keys of David to. He called us foreseers and forerunners. And so I speak on this platform to many of us, but for everyone else is also to give insight of what's going on and how to stay abreast of the things that's going on in government and how to pray over government, because there's so much to intercede and pray about. We should never have a dull day because there's so much to intercede and lift before God. So we have the economy, we have the in this section here, he said, as the economy continues to spiral downward, people will begin to panic. I've heard another prophet that I just met from, I think he's in the United States, in Jamaica. He's in Jamaica, and I just crossed paths with this particular man of God, and he's awesome. But he was talking about people panicking and pulling their money. And this right here, where God says, as the economy continues to spiral downward, people will begin to panic. The cost of living would drive many to seek shelter in different ways. And then he says, as you see many stores begin to shut their doors because of the tariffs and the removal of a government assistance, companies will be devastated because of it. And see, all of these things with the economy, and then I greatly understand now the man of God and how he had said what he said about the economy, because I'm seeing it for myself. So therefore, it gives us a better picture of what we're facing. It gives us more understanding of how this economy and this world systems are crashing. It also shows us the down spiral of Babylon the Great that speaks of in Revelation chapter 18. And I have shared significantly about Revelation chapter 18 because it shows exactly where we are, and also the hate and the onslaught of so much hate and ugly characters, racism. It speaks of it in Revelation chapter 18 verse 2. Everything our Creator has covered, and He's speaking to us and showing us what's coming, how to deal with it. And as we continue to seek Him and pray, releasing God angel armies out over everything. We don't battle. The angels battle. We just have to speak into the atmosphere and call those angels to go forth and battle over that. I continue to, when the Lord, and this is an example, when our Father asked me, Elohim asked that I cover this election, 2026 election, that the House of Representatives would be able to receive what's needed to balance things out, or to cover the safety of the election. I just began to call on God angel armies, releasing them out over the election, over those areas of concern that our Creator has spoken. And as I send God angel armies out, the Lord speaks to our heart, to our spirit, and we release them, sending God angel armies out over that, and they go out and do the work. We just are the conduits to labor in prayer. And the warfare gets great. He even said that the warfare was very, very heavy right now. But we still have to do our part. We still have to labor and pray, even with the warfare, because that is what God sends those to cover us in prayer. There's people praying for us that we have never met, because that's what God does. He puts us in the mind and heart of other people in other places, and they intercede for us. Praise God for that, because we're in need of it. So much warfare. But He is opening up some major doors right now, opening up many major doors, and we have to prepare. We have to watch. We have to wait. And as we're doing these things, He continues to give us what to prepare for. Like He sounded the alarms over Louisiana. And so this is where Louisiana needs to pay attention right now, because I'm not for sure when the storms is coming, or if they're on their way, or if they're out there in the Atlantic, in the Gulf, getting ready to come their way. Whatever the case is, we need to be preparing ourselves. And we need to continue to pray over Jamaica, that every need is met, and all of the whatever is needed to be covered in Jamaica, that they receive what they need. We need to continue to be praying for that. It's just so much going on, so much everywhere. But our prayer list should be long, because mine is it's pretty long. And I enjoy praying. Some days it gets heavy in prayer because of the burden is so heavy. The burden is heavy. But we must do our assignment. We must stay on our post. And this is all that I had for today on this Friday. But like, share, and subscribe. And then till I see you again when I create, and I probably will have something for the month of November. I'm going to wait and see what our Creator says, what Elohim says, and then I'll come back if he says the same. So have a wonderful Friday. Like, share, and subscribe.